should be live on YouTube and Facebook there. Let's jump into Instagram. There we go. Instagram is live, so welcome if you're joining us on Instagram, YouTube and Facebook. Monday morning, I'm feeling for a little bit of flow just to ease us into the week. So we'll do our usual mobilization. I think a little bit of neck stretching. I know everybody's enjoying that neck stretching. And then we'll just do a few of the Qigong flows, really focusing on that light, soft, effortless breathing, the breath guiding the movement. So find a space where you've got space side to side, forwards and back. Let's take our feet shoulder width apart. So feet connected to the ground, nice and stable and supported and connected through the lower body, and then lifted and lengthened through the upper body. And then we'll just start with knocking, moving from the hips and the waist. Breathing very soft and light. If as you're doing any of the movements you feel you just want to do that little bit of a reset breath where you just take a slightly fuller breath, calmly in through the nose. You maybe hold it for a beat at the top and you let go. That's absolutely fine. So don't feel that you have to restrict the breath at all. Go with whatever feels comfortable. Really relaxing the shoulders down in between the shoulder blades. And slowing it down then into water waves. Still lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head. Solid and supported through the base, through the feet. And then just taking a moment, just standing tall. You can bring your feet hip width for a minute. Stand tall. And stepping back out to shoulder width. Bit of spinal cord breathing. So taking the hips back ever so slightly. You're going into like a 16th of a squat position. We're going to keep the lower body in that position. We're going to tilt the pelvis forwards and backwards. So as you are breathing in and opening up, bringing the elbows back, looking up towards the sky, you're spilling out the front of the pelvis. As you tuck the tailbone underneath and curl up into a little ball, you're breathing out there. So breathing in and breathing out. It really is sort of like that typical morning stretch as you're waking up, breathing in and breathing out. Spinal cord breathing. Finding your own comfortable rhythm and just breathing very light, soft, not forcing the breath, quiet breath. Gentle breath in and out through the nose. Just give me 2 more. And then standing tall. Staying with your feet shoulder width apart, we're just going to shift the pelvis side to side and then free up that spine. A little bit of dog wags the tail. So here we're working on that lateral flexion of the spine. Side to side movement. Remember that pelvis stays level to the ground. Pelvis stays level to the ground, not dropping the pelvis side to side like this. Pelvis stays level to the ground, so it's almost like you're pushing through the ground and then you're freeing up the spine on top of that. And we'll slow that down. And have a little bit of a shake, shaking out the shoulders, the wrists, tapping the heels into the ground. You can either double tap the heels into the ground, so you double tap, is that the right word? So you're coming onto the ball of the foot and then dropping the heel into the ground quickly like that. Or, new one I've been doing recently is you tap, tap, so it's almost like you're doing, like you feel like a washing machine a little bit. So you're doing tap, 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 but you're just going really quickly. You really get that vibration through the body. And shoulders, really free up those shoulders. Let's do a few cleansing and clearing breaths. So breathing in and let go. And slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. Opening up your shoulders. Letting the breath settle, feeling the tingling sensations through the body. So nice, the sun is literally just coming out here. Excellent. Just that little bit of shaking that I've noticed with this one, I'm just going to show you from the side. I'll do it slowly. So where I'm doing tap, tap, tap. So you're doing that really quick tapping with the heels rather than what we've been doing before where we've been doing that, which both are great. But I find I get a lot more really nice tingly sensations through the legs if you do that really quick vibration through tapping with the heels alternately. That's what we're doing there, doing alternate tapping. Let's do a little bit on the neck and the shoulders, because I know a lot of you are enjoying this and really freeing up that tension in the neck and the shoulders. If you have your little weight, you can hold a little weight behind you. If you don't have a little weight, that's absolutely fine. You're just clasping your hands behind the back. That helps to set the shoulders, bringing the shoulders back a little bit and keeping that spine long. The trick is to keep thinking of connecting the crown of the head up towards the sky. And again, take your feet shoulder width apart. Watch that we're not forcing those shoulders back or thrusting out the ribs, because we don't want to create any flare in the front of the ribs. So again, if it's any tension, if it hurts, just give your arms a little bit of a shake out. So standing nice and tall, you're going to lengthen upwards and then tuck the chin to chest. So before we do anything, all of these neck movements, we do lengthen the spine and then tuck the chin to chest. And then come back to balance the head on top of the spine. So shoulders stay down, lengthen up, tuck the chin. And then just keep doing this very slowly, very deliberately. Remember, the slower we go, the better it is, because we're more aware of anything that feels uncomfortable. Gives you that time. Sorry, that should be switched off. So lengthening, tucking the chin. Lengthening the back of the neck. You'll also feel it working here all the way down, particularly the upper spine. And feel that connection through the ground as well. So really keep connected through the ground, through the feet. Just do one more in your own time. And then resting the head back on top of the spine. If you need to give your arms and your shoulders a little bit of a break, please do so. Please just shake them out a little bit. And then coming back, lengthening up. Here we're going to lift the chin up, but think about also lifting the chest up towards the sky, or heart towards the sky. So you're thinking about your neck starting from the middle of the thoracic spine. So watch the difference if I'm just literally compressing the neck like that, whereas I'm lengthening and opening up. So you'll feel that openness through the front of the chest as well. So looking up, lifting the heart up to the sky, and then we can do a little jaw work at the top, opening the mouth, and then balancing on top of the head. Lift and lengthen first. Lift your heart towards the sky. If you're outside, make sure you're not catching flies or catching anything dropping off trees or leaves or anything. Just nice and slowly opening the throat, stretching through the front of the throat, the jaw. Just a couple more. It goes without saying, you don't push yourself beyond your range of motion. So if there's any pain, you stop. If you've got any issues with the neck, obviously you stop. It's not forcing or straining. Lovely. Take a rest when you're ready. Again, if you need to give your arms a little bit of a shake, shake your arms out. And then bringing the hands back behind the back, long spine. We're going to take ear to shoulder. And when you get ear to shoulder, you're just going to glance up and we're going to bring that chin up with it to look up, out to the side and upwards. And then back. And then opposite side, ear to shoulder first. Chin, looking up to the side. Balance back. And just going side to side. All of these movements are movements that you tend to do intuitively when you feel that tension and tightness maybe through the neck and the shoulders, but you tend to do them quickly. So here we're just deliberately being very mindful, consciously slowing the movement down so we can encourage lengthening of the muscles, the fascia, the ligaments, the tendons. And we're not forcing anything here, it's encouraging lengthening. Remember, you balance in the center between every movement, and then you take your ear to shoulder, and then you lift and rotate. Balance back in the center, tall in the middle. Let's just do one more each side. And then take a rest. Again, give your arms a little bit of shake, shake your legs, have a little move around. You can, if you're in a nice solid seat and you've got space behind you, you can do that seated as well. So if you're just sitting at a desk, working on a screen, don't feel you have to get up. There's always stuff that you can do as you're seated as well. And if you're not comfortable standing for a long period of time, again, that's stuff you can do seated. Let's go through, let's finish off, we've got 10 minutes, but let's do a nice 10-minute flow. I'm going to give you some cues, but I'm not going to talk a lot with this, so just follow it through. If it's the first time you've done this with us, if you're joining on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you've not done this before, just follow the movements as best as you can. So we're going to take our feet shoulder width apart, nice and tall through the spine. And let's just start off with Buddha holds up the earth. So palms facing up, and then you breathe, bring palms to face the chest, and then you just lift above, and then you repeat that movement back down. And with the breath, you're breathing in, and you're breathing out. And that breath is very quiet, it's soft. We're not deliberately breathing more air in than we need. It's just very gentle breath in through the nose. And breath out through the nose. And then you're following your breath, your rhythm. And then just taking a pause after the next one, just taking a rest. Just standing with that connection between the palms. Think of it as a dynamic standing position. And then the fountain, so back of the hands together, coming up the center line of the body. So very much like a fountain. Breathing in, shoulders, elbows heavy. Breathing out. Just bring elbows to about shoulder height. So just breathing in and then breathing out. After the next one, just back to our standing position. Relaxing the shoulders, stand tall. So there's micro movements throughout the whole body as you're standing. Nothing's solid, nothing's rigid here. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing into the elbows, softening into the fingers. Tree sways in the wind, so palms facing up, rotating to one side, breathing in. Pointing the fingers to the crown of the head as you come to the center, and then breathing out. Here we're really lengthening the breath, stretching the breath, but without it feeling uncomfortable. So we sort of like getting that extended pause just for a moment at the top with the breath. So just that little pause of the breath as we change direction to breathe out. There's no pause in the movement though, the movement is flowing. Tree sways in the wind. And then when you're ready, just coming back, just standing for a moment. Letting the breath settle. Cloudy hands, one palm faces down, one palm stays connected to the heart center. We're moving from the hips and the waist, so the movement comes from here, not from the arms. The arms follow the movement. Hips and the waist, and then we change direction. And here with the breath, you can either breathe in one side, out the other side, or just breathe very light and soft. Keep tall through the spine. Hips and the waist move, upper body follows. And then coming back to our standing position. And then pebble in the pond. So breathing out and then breathing in. And interlocking thumbs, resting on the lower dantian, bringing the feet together. Just standing tall, closing your eyes, and just taking a few moments in the standing posture, bamboo in the wind. Allowing the body to very gently rock, sway, move. And now taking a breath in, opening your eyes, stepping out, bit of a brush down. Sorry, we've run a little bit over there. The sun has now gone in and it's about to rain, but I'm going to go out running in the rain. Hopefully it's going to brighten up a little bit. Excellent. Hope you enjoyed that. A nice way to start the week, a little bit of a flow. I will see you on Wednesday when we'll do a little bit more of our functional movement. Have a good rest of the day. Thanks as always for joining. Take care. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.